Hey, what's up, fam? Just wanted to do a quick video about the sleep system that I'll be using to stay comfortable on my Appalachian Trail hike. So I just recently received my quilt, and so I want to do a quick review on this. So just for those of you that don't know, a quilt is different from a sleeping bag because it doesn't have fabric that wraps all the way around you. You use your sleeping pad as the insulation underneath you. The reason for that is because the down of a sleeping bag that you are sleeping on really serves no purpose because it gets compressed and really doesn't contribute a lot. Quilts save weight. They don't have a hood. They don't have a full-length zipper. And like I mentioned, they don't have the fabric underneath you. So all of that kind of contributes to helping you to save weight, which obviously is important. The less weight you're carrying, the more comfortable your hike can be. Quilts are also very warm as well. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the one that I chose. It took me a while to finally make a decision, and so that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, to sort of give some feedback to folks that might be in the same position as me, is, you know, what to choose. There's so many options out there, not just in quilt manufacturers, but also the custom quilt manufacturers. A lot of the smaller cottage companies, they offer a lot of options as well. So it can be kind of confusing, like, well, what should I get? So I just wanted to give you a little bit of reference about what I ended up choosing. So I went with the Enlightened equipment. This is the Revelation. So the Revelation has a partial zoned zipped foot box, so just this last little section, and then at the end it's got a little cinch tie so that it can cinch down and become kind of a closed foot box. But you can also open this up and lay it out flat like a regular blanket or quilt that you would sleep with on your bed. But when it's colder, you definitely want this foot box closed. So it's cold right now. When my hike starts, it's definitely going to be cold, February 23rd, 23. So I've got the foot box closed. But you can open it up just as an option to give you more range across temperatures. So like if it's hotter, you could open it up and then just lay it flat. So I went with the Enlightened equipment, the 10 degree. So I chose 10 degree just because I'm going to be starting early, and I know there's going to be some really cold nights, and I didn't want to be cold. So they offer a 20 degree and 30, 40, 50. So a lot of folks choose the 20 degree, but with my kind of earlier start, I wanted the 10 degree. I chose the Revelation because I like the close, the ability to open and close that foot box. They have other options that you could have a foot box that stays closed all the time, but I wanted the option to be able to have it lay flat and open up, because as it gets warmer, I know that I'm going to be able to kind of keep this quilt with me and not have to buy another one, even though it is super warm. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute because I did test it out recently in some cold weather. I went with the wide version. So just to give you a frame of reference, I'm 5'10". I weigh normally about 170. I'm about 180 right now, but I've purposely put on about 10 pounds for insulation. I know that it'll be coming off once my daily 8 hours of walking kicks in. But I went with the wide, and I'm really glad that I did. I'm a side sleeper. I don't toss and turn a lot, but I do typically roll once every hour or two. And so the wide really allows me to move freely, but also have the bag kind of stay around me and keep out drafts. I'll talk about keeping out drafts here. So they come with clips that attach to the bag, not to the quilt, sorry. And these actually go, so there's two. There's one down lower, and these go around your sleep mat, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. And then there's one up top that you kind of lay on top of, and those clip around and keep the quilt around you to keep drafts out. There's also a cinch tie here up at the top. I still have the tag on. I couldn't take it off because I thought it was gonna be taking it off soon. So this cinches down tight around you, keeping drafts out. And then you wear a some sort of hat or hood or some other means to kind of keep your head warm. You can also pair that with a puffy jacket if it is super cold. My puffy jacket has a hood as well, so when it's really cold, that's kind of a part of my sleep system as well. So yeah, that's the quick and skinny on it. So I told you about it being warm. So I actually tested it out here on my screen porch just the other night. It got down to about 24 degrees at about 3 a.m. and I was perfectly comfortable, perfectly fine, perfectly warm in just my base layers. So my base layer is just a thin synthetic shirt, long sleeve, and then just a thin pair of Reebok synthetic long underpants, I guess. So just a thin base layer, and I was perfectly warm all night long. I did have on a hat, a beanie from Paka. So all right, I'm gonna set up my bed here and show you that. All right, so this is going to be my bed, my mattress. It's the Therm-a-rest NeoAire Xlite. I think it's pretty much one of the most popular ones, or one of the most popular ones on the trail. The reason is because it only weighs 12 ounces. It's very light, but it's got an R value of 4.2. R value is just the insulation properties that it gives you from the ground. So I mentioned that the quilt doesn't have coverage behind your back, and so the mattress pad is really what provides that insulation or that warmth from underneath. So I know that Therm-a-rest has a new model that just came out that is supposed to be much quieter. That's been kind of a complaint of some people, that it's loud, sounds like a bag of chips. I don't know. To me, it hasn't seemed loud at all. It doesn't bother me one bit. The noise that it makes, I don't know. I don't roll around a lot, so I guess it just, I don't know. To me, it doesn't really bother me, the noise. But anyway, the newest version is supposed to be quieter, and it's also actually ½ an inch thicker. This one is 2.5 inches thick, and I think the new version is 3 inches thick, and only weighs 0.5 ounces more than this model. So anyway, if I ever develop any problems with this one, if it springs a leak or anything and I have to replace it, I think I would probably just replace it with the new model. So I'll blow that up here in a second. I also got the Sea to Summit pillow. It's the Aerus ultralight regular. I think it's like 2.3 ounces. Pillow is very, very important to me because I am a side sleeper, and I've got to have it. So I'll blow that up here in just a second. The Therm-a-rest comes with a pump sack, and so the pump sack has this little opening here where you just attach it to the valve and then blow up your mattress pad. So I use this pump sack as my clothes sack. I like to try and keep things organized, and so I do use a few bags. This has the dual purpose of blowing up my pad and then also keeping my clothes in it. So all the clothes that I'm gonna be bringing fit right there in this sack. So I'll dump those out, and I will get this mattress pad blown up. So the pump sack usually takes about 7 puffs of air and twist down. So it does take a little bit, and then I usually top it off just with a few air puffs there at the end, just to get the thickness and the tension that I like. So I mentioned the pillow that I have, and so it's a pretty quick, simple blow up as well. Just a couple puffs. And there you have it. So I put a couple pieces of Velcro on the pillow and on the pad, just to keep it from sliding around. It's worked a little bit, but a couple times when I've pulled the pillow off, the Velcro is pulled off as well. So I don't know if that's really gonna work long term or not. But I hate it when the pillow kind of slips off of the pad. So I may, if the Velcro works, that'll be great. If it ends up kind of not sticking, I may look at maybe using a buff to hold it down. But anyway, it's a good pillow. It's comfortable. 2.3 ounces, so it serves me well. So I'll show you kind of how the quilt straps to the pad here in just a second. So I mentioned that the Enlighten Equipment quilt comes with 2 straps. So the first strap goes down around your pad. So you just strap it around your pad. Bring it up to about right here. And these, it has 2 little clips that'll slide in and out, so you can make it kind of tighter to your body or open it up and have it be a little bit wider for you. And then on the quilt, it's just got these 2 little straps, clips. It clips in place here and here. And so now that is tight around you. Up at the top, it's got another strap, and so some folks go around underneath the pad with this, but you can also just kind of go from side to side with it and then have this kind of strap around you. So the other night when I was testing this out, it was cold out here, and so I actually had this pulled really tight. You can see how much, and that kind of, see how tight I had it pulled in, and that kept the drafts out for me. The R value of the pad kept me warm from the ground up. And then, as I mentioned, it's got this cincher here at the top. So there is an option to get a draft collar on these. I did not get the draft collar. My wife did get the draft collar on hers. So we'll see if I didn't make a mistake with that. But the other night when I slept out here, I was fine with this cinch down without that draft collar. So that is the Enlighten Equipment Revelation, 10-degree wide, and super cozy, super warm. I look forward to using it for the next 5 months or so, starting 2/23/23. Hope you follow along. Oh yeah, one other thing I want to show you real quick. So this is part of my sleep system as well. So these are little down booties. They weigh, like, I think, an ounce or so. These came from Z-Packs, and super warm. There's nothing to them. And I actually had these on the other night and had to take them off in the middle of the night because they were too hot. But I know there's going to be nights that were colder than what I had the other night. So really looking forward to having these to keep my feet toasty warm as well. That is my sleep system. Looking forward to trying it out and being in it for 5 months, starting 2/23/23. So I hope you follow along and look for more videos coming soon. Thanks.